Gabby, it's great to finally see you one-on-one. And what do you love about the 200?
What do I love about the 200? I love that it gives you an opportunity to really compete while also sprinting.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like with the 100, it's like a little too fast. You don't really get that like mental competition stimulation because like it's over in the blink of an eye. It's like you versus you. The 200, I feel like you can really like you're sprinting and you're getting that fun like explosive out of it. But I mean, you're like competing. You get to a point where like you get a little fatigued. You're like, oh, where's everyone else in the race? Like I gotta, haul tail to get there. So that's what I love about it.
So Maurice Dindy a couple weeks ago, wore a hat, some of yours, and the papers are going crazy when he was in England, and he was wearing his mask too. And one of my riders called it sartorial elegance. So are we going to see you run a 200 with your hat
on? No.
Good. Okay. I was just curious. What is the best part of your 200?
The best part, probably my finish. Probably the last 50 meters. I feel like I hit another gear, which, technically not really. I just decelerate a lot slower than everyone else, but I just feel so strong when I really hit that last gear, and I love to finish like that.
Why are you so good at 300 indoors?
Why am I so good at 300 indoors? Oh gosh, I mean they're fun.
Yeah.
I have fun running them.
You run really fast in them, yeah.
I think, and then you're at that point of training where you're like hitting a lot of volume, so you feel strong and you can finish that, and that's pretty much why.
You ran that 300 at the New Balance indoor.
Oh yeah.
And what did you think of that track?
Great track. I mean, amazing. I was so happy to be there. One, it's in Boston. One, it's New Balance, and it just felt really good. Wide turns. Really, it's like pretty much a circle.
Is that easier on your legs and hips and stuff? Okay, yes. I'm just curious.
Especially for a tall athlete like me. But nobody likes running a sharp turn. It's just hard, and it's the banks are really high too, which is really conducive.
And they can bring that down a little bit, because it's that mechanical.
Yeah, because that hydraulic. the hydraulic track. So they can control it, and they can bring it up even higher if they wanted to. But you have to be under World Athletic Standards. So.
With what you do with the 200 and 300, are we going to see you doing the 400, or are you going to give me a dirty look and say, never going to do that one?
I'll never say never, but probably after LA maybe, or after Paris. Maybe probably we might dabble with the 400, but I'm still going to try to squeeze as much as I can out of this 100.
Sure. What are your goals for 2023?
Gold medal, stay healthy. So as I look ahead, I'm thinking I'm going to do a few Diamond League races, and I'm excited about that. I love to go overseas and compete, get ready for trials and show everyone what I've got. I'm like, hey, I'm back, I'm here, I'm healthy. I'm very excited for that. And then chase gold. The 200 is a really exciting event right now. I love how it's developed in the last couple of years. I mean, Americans, Jamaicans were like, oh, you got that? We got that? Okay, let's go. I love it. So I'm excited for that and to fight for it. I mean, that would be a medal that I'd really have to earn.
Where will you open outdoors?
Texas Relays on April 1st.
Are you going to do...
I'm going to do the works, 4x1, 100, and 200.
Wow, you're going to have a busy day.
Yeah.
And where do you train on?
I train in Austin, Texas right now.
I love Austin.
I love Austin, yeah.
How long have you been down there?
Gosh, since I graduated in 2019.
Okay.
So almost 4 years.
What do you like about Austin?
Oh, there's so much to like about it. The people, the food, the best barbecue I've ever had, amongst other things. The outdoorsiness of it. I love hiking, going on the lake. Just love that. That's right up my alley. And how much of a dog city it is. Yeah. I love my dog. I take him everywhere.
Oh, what kind of dog you have?
I have a pug named Rico. You can follow on Instagram. You'll see him all the time.
I'll check it out, yeah. My girlfriend wants the dog. She wants one of the cockapoo things.
Oh, yeah.
And they're really cute, but I've always had boxers and stuff. But, I like the little, they're cute dogs.
And they're easy. You take them everywhere.
Yeah, it's fun. Talk to me about the Olympic experience. There was no one. I've been to 10 Olympics. This is the first one I missed because I just got COVID and all that stuff.
Yeah, tough time. My first Olympics.
There was nobody in the stadium. Was that weird for you?
No, a lot of people say it was weird, but for me, I didn't feel that at all. I remember when they let us out of the hallway and opened it, and you walked into the stadium, and it was just as breathtaking as I could have imagined. I mean, the feeling in that stadium it's unreal, it's surreal. Yeah. I remember exactly how I felt. I mean, it literally took my breath away, and I knew the world was watching, and you know, I knew this was the moment, and this was go time. So no, I still had those feelings. That being said, it was my first Olympics. I don't know what it would be like to walk and hear all the cheering and noise of the spectators, but I mean, they painted the stand so it looked like there were spectators. But all you can hear when you're walking out there is really like your own heartbeat and like the thoughts in your head. Like I wouldn't have been able to tell you what anyone else was saying or what was going on around me anyway, until I finished running. So no, it was quite literally breathtaking.
You were finishing your master's?
Yes, I'm finishing.
And what is your master's in?
So my master's in public health with a specialization in epidemiology.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So have you been studying the COVID pandemic?
There's a little bit of, COVID. That was kind of integrated into our curriculum just because of the timing of it, which was interesting. And then also kind of how the COVID pandemic affected different demographics differently. So I'm also really interested in health disparities. So, I mean, COVID really shed a light on that, I think, for the world, which was really good just to see how it affected people so differently. I mean, people who couldn't take time off work and work from home, for example, people when you realize they didn't actually have access to care. I mean, they couldn't.
That's such a huge thing in the U.S.
It's huge.
Is that something that you want? Is that part of what you would like to?
It is part of it. It is. So, I mean, the reason why I even started my program is like when I moved to Austin, Texas, I started working at this volunteer healthcare clinic in Austin. I had a lot of free time because I was just training and doing nothing else. And so it serves people without insurance in Austin. And so I started working there at the fall of 2019. And we saw a lot of people coming in with this really bad flu, and now we know it was COVID. But it was scary because, I mean, they would wait hours all day long in line to see us, like literally just all day, just to figure out what was wrong with them. They weren't even asking for much. They didn't need surgery or anything. They just wanted, I don't know, painkillers, like a prescription painkiller. They have to wait 4 hours in line on a Tuesday for that. And so to see like that kind of disparity in access was really alarming. I mean, people just literally outside with COVID waiting for hours just to see someone and figure out what that's going on.
No, I got COVID twice, and I had 2 heart surgeries because of it.
And is that right?
Oh yeah, and I had all the shots and everything.
Oh my goodness!
But I'd already had heart surgery, so because of it, and the second time they went in, they figured out everything was okay. But thank God.
And I mean, how was that process? I mean, was it pretty?
I didn't even know that I had COVID, and the first time was a little rough for 4 days, but I just didn't feel good for several months, you know. And so I went to my cardiologist, and then they said, no, we're going to take you in, and we're going to go take a look, you know. But and I worry about people not taking it seriously enough. And one of my son's friends studied, and for his PhD, he's comparing COVID now with the Spanish influenza in 1919.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's a really interesting thing about, like, there were mass mandates, and there were riots. And my grandfather, who was in his 20s then, he passed away, and told me about being stuck on a luxury liner outside of Philadelphia in 1919. They wouldn't allow him in because of the Spanish flu, and people had gotten it on the boat. So it's interesting stuff that's going on, and you know, the history stuff is just really interesting. So how do you take that and compare it? Yesterday was International Women's Day, and do you have a woman athlete that you admire? And do you have? That's my first question. I have another question too. But is there a woman athlete that you've admired or you look up to?
There are many. Yeah, there are many. I mean,
give me a few.
Mainly, I'm looking track. Allison Felix, Sonia Richards-Ross. I mean, what they have done for the sport, what they have done for us younger women in the sport. I mean, it's amazing. I even got to speak with Sonia today for a long time on the track, and I mean, she's just an incredible personality, a tenacious athlete. I mean, I just admire her so much. Even current athletes, Michaela Schifrin, for example, skiing. I just love her positive energy towards her sport. I love how she can fall down and get back up, and she's still just a boss, still an amazing athlete. I love that. I mean, you see like Serena Williams, someone who just dominates and does, just doesn't let people bring her down or like whatever people are writing about her bring her down. It just continues to be such a fierce athlete. I love to see that. Gosh, just so many that are continuing to raise the bar. And I think what I really like about watching the women compete across all sports is like just being the best and like being such an amazing athlete and continuing to go and to rise above that, like raising the bar for yourself. And that's what I want for myself. It's so easy to get to a point in athletics where you do so well or you get a medal and to get complacent and just let things get to your head or whatever. But no, I just want to continue to just be better and better. So that's what I love.
Well, are there women in the field of medicine or epidemiology that you admire?
Yeah, I mean, the woman who really got me into it was my professor at Harvard, Professor Evelyn Hammonds.
Okay.
I was studying neurobiology, and I took the seminar from her, and she just blew my mind when talking about health disparities, and that's how I got into it. And, I mean, she's also a black woman, so she looks like me, and it just really, everything resonated with me so much, and I still keep in touch with her.
That's very cool.
It was such a while ago, but I do. That's how it all started. Yeah.
So you have goals for 2023. 2024, obviously, you'd like to go to Paris. Are we going to see you around for a while longer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'll be around.
Are you thinking about LA 2028?
Oh, without a doubt. Good. LA 2028 is definitely in the cards, especially here in the U.S. and America. Yeah. At that point, I might be moving up to the 400. I mean, 2-4. I will never drop the 200, but but yeah, at that point.
If you were talking to a group of sports fans who don't understand track and field, how should they watch the 200?
How should they watch it?
Yeah, what should they watch for or look for in the race? Yeah.
I mean, gosh. I mean, it's similar to the 100 in many ways. You're ultimately looking for someone who's explosive and who's going to get to the finish line first. But there's so much of an art to the 200 that's really pretty. I mean, you want to look at who's explosive out the blocks. That's fun. Like, everyone wants to see that. Then you want to see, like, how they look running, like, coasting that middle part of the race. Like, who's looking strong. You get, like, a good opportunity to actually, like, look at people's, like, form, how they're running style. And then who's finishing strong. Like, who has that like amazing, like strong, like tenacious finish. That's a really fun part about it.
If they were watching you, what would you tell them to watch to know that you're running a good race?
Ooh, if I'm running a good race, gosh, I mean, you would want to see me. It has to look easy. If it looks easy, if I'm open and relaxed, I mean, that's a good race.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you weren't doing the 200, which event on the track would you do?
Oh, running-wise?
Yeah.
100, easy.
Okay. If you were not doing a running event, which field event would you do?
Long jump. Such a sprinter answer, but long jump.
If you were not doing track and field, what sport would you do?
Great question. Tennis.
Okay. If you were not doing medicine, what area of study would you do? Do you have another area that you like?
If I wasn't doing medicine, healthcare, what I would probably do... What would I do?
You really...
It's healthcare or bust for me.
That's cool. No, I totally respect
I don't know.
Do you have a Netflix addiction? Is there anything that you watch on there?
I do watch a lot of stuff on Netflix,
And what is your thing right now? Do you have a show right now?
I do love Grey's Anatomy.
Okay, yeah. Do you watch, let's see, what book are you reading right now?
Matthew Perry's memoir.
Oh, do you like it?
It's a tough read, but yes, I like it.
I've heard that it's a rather intimate view of, he's pretty honest about stuff.
Yes, he's very honest, but I love Friends. I loved him on Friends, and I'm really just intrigued by him, like, sharing his story, and you just would never know.
If there's a place you could travel to, where would you travel to?
Right now, if I could travel anywhere, Brazil.
Okay. Have you thought of doing like sports journalism or TV or stuff like that? Has that ever interested you?
TV, yes. Yeah, I've thought about it. Do a little.
What question haven't I asked you that you want people to know about you that makes you special?
It makes me special?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard question. What makes me special?
Do you like to cook?
No.
Okay. That's honest. So
I'm working on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Working on it.
That's a good thing. If you were talking to a room full of young women in high school, what would you tell them is the biggest challenge between high school and college track and field?
Between high school and college track and field? Oh man, you're gonna have to learn a lot, and you're gonna have to be really okay with failing.
Okay. What is the biggest misconception about going from college, though, to an elite athlete?
The biggest, I think that the training is really that different. The training is the same. The difference is the amount of recovery that you get.
Yeah. Someone said to me earlier today, a 100-meter specialist, that for her, competing at the elite level means that it's like competing at the NCAA championships every weekend. Is that how you see an elite race? You have to bring your A game there every time?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, you do have to bring your A game every single time because you're literally getting paid to do it. So yeah you do. I don't feel that way when I'm running at every meet. I maybe feel that way when I'm at a championship meet.
Sure.
Like USA champs or world champs, but that's very real though. You have to bring your A game every time.
Are you going to the New Balance Nationals this weekend?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay,
yeah,
I didn't know if you were going to be
I'm
there.
here. Yeah. I wish.
So you have competed for New Balance for a while. They're a good company. I really like them.
I love New Balance.
They really do. Now, who do you deal with there? Do you deal with Tom Carleo? Do you deal with?
I talk to Tom a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not like our go-to point person. But Tom's the main guy.
Yeah, you got some good people there. What track spike do you train in? Or race in?
I race in the MDX actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What do you train in?
For sneakers.
Yeah.
It depends on when I'm warming up, and I do really love the Fuel Cell Rebels, and then the Fuel Cell RC Elite are really good right now. When I get to a little bit more like racing, faster paced stuff, honestly, I can't remember the name of it.
Are you in track spike most of the time when you're on the track?
No. In fact, even now we're not in track spike most of the time. Not until maybe outdoor starts.
How long does your warm up take?
About 45 minutes.
Okay. And cool down?
About 5 minutes. Should be about 15.
What is your typical? How many hours a day do you work out?
3 to 4.
Okay. How many hard days do you have a week?
They're all hard, but hard sprint days.
Okay. And so it's like Monday through Friday. Do you work on weekends?
No, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Yep.
And how many races do you typically do in a season?
10.
Okay. Do you like racing?
I love racing. I get criticized for it a lot.
Yeah. Are you terribly competitive?
I am.
Do you compete in everything?
I do.
Board games?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite board game?
I almost ruined family Christmas over Uno.
This is the third time someone has mentioned Uno in the interview stuff. Yeah. And
Uno's not good. Favorite game? Probably Monopoly.
okay, cool.
Love Monopoly.
Do you have a favorite quote?
Oh my gosh.
See, we're gonna
That is hard.
because I'm gonna pull clips, and do the stuff, and so I'm gonna.
I think we need to come back to that one.
Okay. Do you have? Is there an inspirational book that you have read that you go back to, or?
What first comes to mind is Untamed, Glennon Doyle.
Yeah.
I just love that book so
Okay.
much. I even put like the cheetah prints on my New Balance spikes when I compete.
Oh, cool.
They put them on there because I just feel like that's my spirit animal.
Cool.
Like I'm a cheetah.
How much time do you spend on social media?
Probably, I post a lot. I don't consume a lot.
Do you enjoy it?
Social media?
Yeah.
I enjoy Twitter. Fun
Okay.
read.
Good.
Maybe Reddit.
Yes. Yeah. There's some. It's some interesting stuff sometimes. Yeah. How do you control your narrative in social media? Like, so I had this discussion with elite athletes that they deserve to have a personal life, and so they don't need to tell everything to someone like me. First of all, I'm not People Magazine. I'm tracking.
Yeah.
But do you think that some you got to be really careful with what you say on social media. Okay, I'm just curious.
Social media is like a job. Basically, at this point, it's turned into my job, which is not the best. It's not fun for me anymore, but I think it's healthier. So yeah, I treat it like a job. If it's on brand, I post it. If it's not on brand, I don't post it.
Do you enjoy Twitter a little bit?
Yes, okay. I enjoy reading Twitter.
Sometimes it's just like, I look at a couple of the trending things, I go, wow. Because
it's entertainment.
And my son sends me this stuff off Instagram because it's just like, it blows my mind sometimes.
So funny. TikTok's new now. I need to get into that.
Yeah, I haven't got into that one. I mean, I spend so much time doing Facebook stuff and Twitter and Instagram. It's just kind of like how
I know, right? It's like, another one?
With the World Championships this year and Olympics next year and World Championships in 2025 and then we're going to have some in 2026, then another World Champs in 2027. Do you like the whole championship thing or does it wear you out?
Championship thing, I think as a sport we put a little bit too much pressure on that. I mean, it's kind of crazy how you just have a whole season and then everyone's like, oh, this is it. Yeah. I do love championships. We all love a good championship. I mean, the adrenaline rush, the high of it, the low of it, it's great. I'd love to see, other big major events hold a lot of weight too.
I'm going to make you the head of NBC Sports for 2 days, okay? And you're going to go in and you're going to change it, and there's going to be this great legacy. What do you go to NBC and say, okay, we need to start giving women's sports the respect it deserves? What could we change in the coverage of track and field to do that?
To give women's sports, I mean, one of my favorite things about track and field is I do feel like it is like the most equity amongst like men and women. I feel like track women get probably more love than track men do. I think overall across the board, which I love, and I love what NBC does for women athletes. I mean, on her turf, I love it. NBC does such an amazing job, especially showcasing women track athletes. A lot of people know who we are, and I really appreciate that. And they love to follow our stories. If I could give any type of critique or just, if I were to be running it, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I would probably focus a lot on our stories. I mean, people love to follow athletes that they feel like they know and they want to know and they want to see succeed and compete. That's what I would do. It's hard. I would also love to see a very, competitive atmosphere because also people love that. But I would hate to mistakenly start pitting women against each other. That's a delicate line. So I would kind of toe that line, try to figure it out.
Okay, then here's a question for you. Can you be close with your sprint competitors?
Can you be close?
I mean, can you be friends?
That's a great question. Yeah, that's a really good question.
Because I've talked to I've talked to some Aaliyah Hobbs and Micaiah Briscoe have trained together for 7 years, and I was asking them. I said, "How do you do that and not?"
We may have to go off the record on this one, but I will say on the record, yes, you can.
Okay, good.
Yes, you can. That's and it depends on the type of athlete you are.
Okay.
If, you're you versus you on the track, great.
Gabby Thomas, you have survived 24 minutes with me. That is like number 3 today, and I'm pretty impressed. And it's great to get a first interview with you. I really have been looking forward to. I enjoyed your competing. I like the joie de vivre that you show when you compete, and I think you do a great. You represent the sport. I'm trying to think of the meet. It was an indoor meet 2 years ago. Lewis Johnson was interviewing you, and you were. The term I was going to use right now is perky. You were just so excited about competing, but also about talking about the sport. And I really, really liked that. And I think that's really needed for the sport.
Thank you.
But thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
This is Larry Eater with RunBlogRun with Gabby Thomas, Olympian, Olympic medalist. And we're going to see her all over the place in Budapest this year.